What's up, guys? What is up? Soul family members, it's Shanny with Healing Elements, here for a video to talk to you guys about perception again. Once again, such a big concept, right? Perspective. Shocker. However, I wanted to talk about the word, the adjective, sublime, and how it can be used in a very grandeur, noble, spiritually inspiring, in awe context, or it can also be used in a context where it can be perceived as something in which is exalted, which is elevated, imposing, superb, noble. That implies something greater than what your idea of something is, or greater than yourself. So the danger in superiority, in my opinion, and again, welcome to my channel if you've never been here. If you have been here, then you've heard me say time and time again, my MO, the way that I roll is I really truly feel that it is wasted energy to be combative or aggressive or overtly persuasive to another person, pushing power and control mechanisms onto another in which you are expectant of that party to believe the same truth as you do. I truly welcome everybody to my channel, despite your background, your religious preference. The only thing I always ask, and I do feel as if it is something that we all could use a little more of in this very divisive period of time we're going through, I feel that we all should give each other space and peace to resonate with their own truths, even if you disagree or even passionately disagree. If we simply eliminated the sublime aspect of our opinion projecting onto another, that our opinion is exalted, that our views are elevated or superb, that our position is imposing and more superior than the alternative. The only danger in the sublime aspect of projecting out your opinions is it comes across as being superb, something which is supreme. It comes off sometimes as grandiosity, because when we exclaim that something is sublime, for instance, an experience or epiphany or belief or group in society, sublime's technical definition is as follows. The meaning is adjective: unparalleled, supreme, used to describe something as immense, grandeur, uplifting in emotion, superb, imposing, exhilarating because of its beauty, rapturous, of intellectual, of spiritual supremacy, an elevated status or experience, a first class experience, an exalted state or description, or value leading to inspiration or admiration due to its exalted or perceived elevated or better than or superior status quo, for lack of better terms. So in some ways, when we say something is sublime, perhaps if someone was to say my spiritual awakening experience or my spiritual practices are sublime, that could mean that you feel it has elevated your personal experience, because the definition again of sublime are thoughts and emotions beyond ordinary experience, but could even be considered shocking and or grotesque experiences or epiphanies, moments which take us beyond ourselves and our perceptions, our beliefs at the moment. We, when we deprogram, right, from sometimes things that have been forced upon us as presented to us as a sublime concept or belief, we, go through a deprogramming when we get knowledge or have that sort of aha moment. And we then go through the process of defamiliarization, defamiliarizing yourself with not only the belief system, perhaps, that you thought was sublime, but eliminating the fact that anything in this world truly is or can be considered to be sublime, in the sense of if it is exalted or superb or supreme other than somebody else's truth or something else in this world. It's simply, in my opinion, we cannot judge. It's simply, in my opinion, that there are very many groups out there, in which I'm going to do another video later on this week about. There are groups in society, not just political, but political parties for sure. Media, broadcasting outlets and stations absolutely put off a exalted, sublime type of reporting and or propaganda and or information or disinformation, misinformation, because they feel, and quite obviously profess in different sectors and different ways, that their concept or belief, conspiracy, truth, false narrative, literally they are trying to impose it onto you as something that is of supremacy, that is of imposing, exalted, elevated quality, that you would be foolish not to jump on the bandwagon and believe as well. But that's where we get into trouble again, about how everybody perceives, everybody can have a different perspective on meaning to things. I'm always speaking on that. I have conversations, with myself, with spirit, with my higher power, with my family all the time about and question and check myself when I say, how can this person have done this in my worst moments, right? I have to realign to center and know that it is not my place here, in my opinion, to judge, but yet to observe and take the lessons out of what I have observed, good and bad, for that person perhaps, and myself, but never have casted judgment that my life or my opinions based on that is sublime compared to another's. Guys, I probably will put a recommendation, a card in this video to check it out, but I wanted to plug a video I did recently about peacock feathers. It is about how we all have a different perception and how those perceived meanings about things can change. The peacock feather. In this video, I tell a story about a monk who explained some people, which is true in the world, consider the peacock feather to be of bad luck, an evil eye, a bad omen when they see it. Others perceive these feathers and pay great money for headdresses, etc., headwear with peacock feathers on them, collect them, put them on their walls, think this is a grand, good luck charm. Both of those parties in this video I explained could switch perspectives later on down the road. We always have, at the moment in which we are stating that our opinions are sublime, we have that moment, and I hope that it would pass for some of you if you are listening to this still. We have that moment in which we do feel that our truth is superb to another's. For instance, there's things that I still do, of course, have conversations out loud and internally while meditating about how I feel as if people who openly speak out about racism, discrimination, and social injustice, right? I always catch myself saying, oh, but my way of thought to accept others with love is sublime. That is superb. But even that, I'll let you ponder that and I'll leave the video off. Even that I have to check myself and say, well, I know in my heart and my truth that love is the answer. I truly do think love is the way, universal law. However, and I do feel that that is a superb, sublime, exalted, noble, divine, universal law. However, there are some people in this world that have a different sense of truth for that concept, and their own reality is that perhaps darkness and negativity is the answer, and aggression always, and enforcing your power, control, will, and imposing your superb beliefs and, you know, this exalted supremacy and qualities onto others. It took me a long time, but I truly feel as soon as we accept only that they have the right to view that as their truth, just accept it. We do not ever have to meet them halfway or come over to the point where we are believing in that way. However, we can work along with people as long as it is not, of course, toxic, harmful, etc. to us. As long as we are, again, observing, expressing, and absorbing, but not letting the absorption sway the way in which we are working together and comparing opinions and comparing principles and concepts, etc. So guys, I just wanted to speak a little bit about that danger in the superiority, that, you know, your views are sublime in a sacred way, you know, the sacred way in which, you know, the intellectual or spiritual concept is inspiring, or, you know, very, very awe-inspiring with values and things that make people admire beliefs or experiences. That's a beautiful thing. You know, being able to work and heal people, for me, is sublime. However, again, we can perceive the same adjective, right? The same adjective, sublime. We could perceive it to be something that is condescending, something that is belittling, something that is saying it is better than, exalted, elevated, superb, right? It's all in the eye of the beholder. And it's not to say we need to be cheesy or hold back in the way in which we're passionately, you know, pledging and believing in and vying for and speaking out about what is passionate to us. It just does no good, and I feel like it's wasted energy when we direct our intent to arguing and trying to prove that the other side of the fence is wrong. I feel like, you know, for me, glass is always half full. We should always be on the offense. We should always be trying to show and enlighten and compassionately teach and listen and speak, right? With this divine sound, this vibration of our mouth, so we can speak our truth on an offensive. I do not feel it does any good to go back and forth arguing over which concept or belief is sublime opposed to the other, right? Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. It is Thanksgiving week, so happy Thanksgiving 2020. I appreciate you, adore you, and wish you guys nothing but health, happiness. Truly, truly, guys, sending all my love and tons and tons of positive intent. Blessings, love, and light, guys.